Hello, this is definitely a first. Going to do kind of mukbang style. I just got back from my hike at Red River Canyon and it was amazing. So I wanted to come on here and just talk a little bit about that experience while I eat. I have not eaten anything all day and I was just literally driving, didn't know what I wanted. And I stopped and saw this Korean, I know this light is weird, I'm in the hotel, so forgive me, but Korean fried chicken place. I've never had Korean fried chicken before. I figured I'd try it. I have to say, when I got it, I'm like, something smells like Flamin' Hots a little bit. This is what that is looking like. One is spicy and the other is soy garlic. So I don't know which is which. We're gonna find out. And then I also got some fries, which they just threw in a paper bag. Look at all that grease. So these are seasoned fries, and it has Parmesan and parsley. Hopefully you guys can see that. So we'll see how this tastes. Gotta get a lower price. Today was amazing. This whole trip is really good. And I wanted to come on and talk about it because when I went on my solo trip last year, I went to the Grand Canyon for Christmas, and that was very shortly after my separation, prior to me being officially divorced. So I was really wanting to start on this path of really getting to know myself, self-discovery, finding out who I am, what I like, because I felt like I needed to learn myself all over again. So the Grand Canyon was supposed to kick off this whole journey of traveling, getting to know myself, and then C-19 happened. So this is the first time I've gone on a solo trip since last Christmas. A couple of things that I struggle with, and I know other people will be able to relate, especially women, is that it is so easy to let fear hold you hostage, where you feel like you can't do anything, or it's not safe for you to do anything on your own. And I have to say, I really have to push myself to get out of that box of being afraid. I had to push myself to decide that I wasn't going to let fear keep me stagnant and from doing the things that I want to do. And I think that there is value in going and traveling with your friends, but I get so much out of being on my own and traveling on my own, because I get to say, okay, what do I want to do today? And I get to decide what I'm interested in, what I like, what I want to do, what adventures I want to have, what I want to eat. And it really is going off of getting to know me. So today, I took the drive. Well, let me start backwards. One, never been to Colorado. Never really knew. I know a lot of people have been going to Colorado this year. I have some hummus here because I like it. I know a lot of people have been traveling to Denver, Colorado this year just because the tickets have been very reasonably priced. So I wasn't sure what I wanted to do for Thanksgiving. With me and my ex, we switch off with the kids week to week, so Thanksgiving fell on his week. So it was the first time I was not with my kids for Thanksgiving, which was hard. And initially I thought I was going to go home to Michigan, but then I decided against that because I was really burnt out. I've been working a lot, like a lot, and I was exhausted, and I really felt like I needed to get some quiet time, some alone time, just to rest and collect my thoughts and reconnect with myself. So my family, especially my mom, she wasn't too happy about it, but she understood. So decided to come out to Colorado for Thanksgiving. Um, the day after Thanksgiving, I went and drove an hour out. And actually, you know what I did? I Googled before I got here, and also some of my clients who have come to Denver recently. They were like, oh, you should go to this place, you should go to that place. So I took suggestions as well, and I just decided to do it. So the first day I ventured out, I went to a place called Garden of the Gods. So one, I took the risk of driving for an hour away from my hotel. Um, Decided I was just gonna do it, and I didn't know what to expect. I didn't actually even look at many pictures. I was like, oh, this is a place that was recommended. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna do it. So that was a beautiful experience. Actually, driving up there was starting to make me emotional as I got to see some of the sights. And then yesterday, I decided, Natasha, give yourself some space, give yourself time, give yourself permission to rest. So that is what I did. I slept, I watched shows, I got caught up on This Is Us. I've been addicted to watching this Scientology documentary, so I've been watching that. And I just slept for most of the day, and I gave myself permission to do that. Today, I got up and I said, okay, today's the day I'm gonna go out. So I drove an hour out again to go to Red Rock Canyon Trail. And it was amazing. And being out there, it made me realize how much I have grown. That I'm not afraid to say, you know what, this is what I want to do. I'm going to drive out there. I'm on a trail in the middle of the wilderness, looks like, and I'm by myself. And the one thing I realized, and I hope that you guys can catch from this, is that people around you aren't paying as much attention to you as you think. People have their own agenda. They're in their own world. They're doing their own thing. So don't get so caught up. And I'm not saying don't be cautious, don't be aware of your surroundings, but don't get so caught up in what other people will think of you traveling by yourself that you hold yourself back from going for it. So there were people I crossed on the trail. You say, hey, you keep it pushing. And I was able to enjoy myself a lot of the part of the trail, especially with COVID. I was by myself. I didn't have anyone in front of me, behind me, next to me. I was just out there taking pictures, doing my own thing, really taking in nature. And some parts of that trail was actually really scary. I pushed myself to climb up this. It was a trail that led to some steps that led to I don't know where. And I was like, you know what? It looks cool. I'm going to do it. And it was hard. I was a little afraid, but I pushed myself. And I think that just helps me when I get back to my day-to-day life to remind myself that I don't have to live in fear. I don't have to be afraid of making choices. I don't have to be afraid of doing things on my own. Going through a divorce, it's a process. It really is. And it's a part of coming out and redefining yourself and getting to know yourself all over again. And one thing that I did not want to do is feel like I had to jump into something else. Let me bite this chicken. I've been holding it in my hand. It's very crispy. And I dipped it in hummus. I don't know which one this is. It may be the soy garlic because it doesn't taste spicy to me. I think it is. But going through a divorce, it's a grieving process, and it's not grieving like, oh, I should have stayed. It's really saying, okay, this is something that I went into thinking it was going to be forever, and it wasn't. And now I have to figure out what my life path looks like following that. And like I said, I didn't want to feel like I had to have somebody in order to define me or validate me or feel like I can go out and experience life. So I've been just making decisions as far as what do you want to do? Where do you want to go? Where do you want to see? And I really want to work myself up to being able to travel outside the country by myself. So I'll probably do some more local, you know, US states before I venture out. Especially with all this C-19 stuff, really seeing what's going to shake out with that first. But I don't want to limit my life. I don't want to limit myself. And I think having companionship is great. But for me, I learned that there's work that I need to do on me before I'm even prepared to go there again. So I had to put a lot of my dating on hold and just really say, okay, Natasha, you need to get back into counseling. You need to work on grieving the losses that you've experienced over these last few years. And really, throughout my life, there's a lot of things that I hadn't dealt with from my past. I'm like, okay, you're at a place where you're ready to do that. I went to counseling after I lost my sister, and that dealt with a lot of grief, and it really helped me to make my decision that it was time for me to get out of my marriage. But for where I am right now, I feel like, okay, there's some healing that I need to do in order to prepare me and understand who I am and whether or not I want a relationship going further forward and what I want that to look like. So I have people in my life that I love, that I know love me and care about me, and you know, I'll put it in God's hands. We don't know what those situations are going to shake out to be, but I am focusing on preparing myself and getting myself into a good position. So I said all of those words to say, this chicken tastes good dipped in this hummus. That was not what my whole point was, but I thought I'd throw that in there. Don't be afraid. Do not allow fear to control what the scope of your life looks like. You have the ability to decide what you want your life to be. You may not be at a place where you're comfortable with jumping on a plane and traveling and just being solo dolo. But you may be able to go on a hike at a local park that you've never been to. Stay at a hotel by yourself for a night. Do certain things. And I know it's hard now where you can't necessarily go to certain places, especially as things are starting to shut down again. But push yourself to get out of your comfort zone. I know that I've been doing that, and it doesn't feel good. When I went to Arizona on my own last year, I was a lot more nervous, a lot more worried, a lot more. I'm checking in with my family. Hey, this is where I am, dropping pins everywhere. And I'm being cautious. I'm being aware of my surroundings. I'm checking in saying, hey, you know, I dropped a pin to my mom and said, this is where I am hiking, just in case I fell off a mountain or something. But I want her to be aware of kind of where I am, but I don't feel like every move I make, I have to let someone know. I feel secure in my decision making. I feel safe in the things that I'm doing. And I am allowing myself to experience the peace of being alone and the peace of having alone time. Alone gets a bad rep as far as, oh my God, I don't want to be alone. And I struggle with that too, as far as I'm lonely, I need a companion, I want someone to spend time with. But I feel like overall having time to just be in silence and listen to your own thoughts is so peaceful, and it helps you to be better, a contributor as a mom or a wife, a friend, an employee. Right now, I feel like I can get back into work. Like, I was so burnt out, and I'm like, okay, God, I need to be able to show up for my clients in the way that they deserve. And I know for me, in order to do that, I have to give myself permission to take time away. So I will definitely be posting a lot. I've been recording a lot too, which I had gotten so bad at just because my life was so hectic. But I'll be dropping some videos, some pictures of my adventures while I'm here. And I'll just, jump back in as I see fit. Again, push yourself, challenge yourself, ask yourself, what are you afraid of? What are you allowing yourself to miss out on just because you're afraid? What are some things that you may want to do? What are some things that you're fearful of that you may be holding yourself back from? And allow yourself to explore whatever those things are, and know that you'll be okay. there's precautions that you can take, but don't let fear be the #1 decider. So I feel amazing. I feel powerful. I feel strong. I feel peaceful. And this is what I needed. So I'll be looking to plan what my next adventure is going to look like. But so far, Colorado doesn't owe me anything. It has been an amazing experience. I'm thinking about, so the second day that I was here, I was planning to go to the Denver Selfie Museum, and I couldn't find it. And when I was trying to call someone, it accidentally called that museum again yesterday, and someone answered the phone. So I was like, okay, maybe this is a sign that this is something that I need to push myself to do. So I'm thinking of going and doing that tomorrow and exploring some things in downtown Denver, even though I hate driving downtown because one-way streets are not for me. But I will see how I do with that. Anyways, that's all I got for right now. Oh, let me taste this spicy one. It's spicy. Mmm. Oh yeah, that's got some kick to it. Oh my God. You see how deep my voice got with that? Excuse me. This has some spice to it. I'm gonna have to eat these off camera. Let me get some hummus. Smooth that down. Okay. That's all I got. I love you. If you haven't heard it today, I love you. Make up your mind to let your beauty shine from the inside out, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.